What's up, everybody? Welcome or welcome back. This took forever. I'm Serena or Bean. I answer to both. This is my YouTube channel. I'm doing this video. I'll post a podcast episode eventually about this, but I think I have dog hair in my mouth, like a fuzzy. Sorry, Lemon's in the midst of, I'm de-shedding her at the moment. She got a little fluffy. She had an ear infection, so she couldn't like get groomed because of her ear, and we didn't want to get it icky, so we have to wait. So I just been brushing her, but fuzzies. Anyway, okay, check this out. Animal updates seem to be a really big thing, so she enjoys the social life. Okay, and I tell her, I told everybody about your ear. We talk about these things on our walks. Okay, I'm starting to understand emotions as their own thing. Like, these are pistachios. This is a tarot card. Shoe, sock, totally different, but they work together. Foot, right? Okay, so kind of where I'm going. In my head, this all makes sense. It's kind of a map. Oh, I really should get the whiteboard out when I do this. One of the greatest steps of becoming sovereign is to be able to become the observer. And that is to be able to watch. And I've been able to do this my whole life. I just didn't know it. My dreams showed it to me. And then I understood what it was for and why it was happening and why it was important and how it's a gift and how to use it. So what do they always say? It's always easier looking from the outside in. When you see your friends, your family, whatever, it's always easy to judge someone else because you can see their patterns. You could see the mess because your emotions are not in it. You're not tied to their boyfriend or girlfriend or husband, wife, whatever. The sentimental things are not yours. Like, you don't care. You know what I mean? So it's easy for you to be like, cut the emotions, and you cut the emotions, and then what happens? The spiritual glasses get a little clearer. And then you're like, this is some bullshit. Like, you're being this, you're doing this. Like, no. I'm not saying you have to hate people and walk away and cut everybody off, but you will be very surprised if you are willing to become the observer. If you're willing to control your emotions, and you are willing to take a step back from yourself, out of your ego, and become your true self with no identity. Leave all your identities and take a step back and look at yourself. It's crazy. And like they say, it's always easier looking in, to somebody else's life, and it's easier to judge someone. So what if we just did that to ourselves? But not judge. Analyze. Collect data. That's observing. Observing is not judging. Observing is watching. Observing is collecting data. Do you understand? In my dreams, I was observing. Not for all of it, but some of it. Some of it I embodied. But some of it, I was the observer in these dreams. And this is what taught me how to look, to gather data. Because, see, I don't have any feelings when I'm in observer mode in my dreams. There's no feelings. I'm just watching what's happening. I'm watching myself. I'm not judging myself. I have no feelings. When I wake up, I'm like, what the shit was I doing in that dream? Like, it's my ego running around trying to figure stuff out. And my higher self is in the back going, wait a minute. And the dream with the chiropractor, I was watching someone have their neck adjusted. And she was under the water. So what does that mean? That means to correct, like to align, right? A chiropractor would be aligning the neck. And you got to think your head chakras, your heart, your throat, everything. Like, connect the two, the higher realms. Tree of life, higher realms, right? The chiropractor, connect it, line it up. the flow, the internal water park. You know what I'm saying? The concrete. And, for me, I needed concrete because the water was everywhere. I don't want the water to go away. I want my emotions. I love that I'm this deep. I love that I have feelings and I have felt both polarities, both extremes. That seems to be my life. That's my lessons. Those are really, it's in contrast. It's that pressure, those parallel lines. They never touch. It's the middle. It's the journey. It's the wheel of fortune. It's top and bottom, right? That's what we're trying to get to the top or the descend, right? But you got to think about the journey. That's the longest part. You're really only on the top or the bottom for a hot second, and then back up you go, down you go. That's just the cycle of life. But yet, we think that's the only place to be is the top. Oh my God, it's never going to end. We're on the bottom. And it's like, actually, those polarities are, pretty not the same. Like, there's kind of the journey. And this is really where life is. And you might feel like in your life, I'm not speaking to everybody, obviously, because I don't know everybody's life. I'm speaking here. So, like most of us live in this middle, like we're not in poverty maybe, but it's financially maybe we're okay, like middle class, right? Most folks, well, not most, I shouldn't say that because the poverty is crazy. I know there's still children who are going hungry. It's fucking crazy. Don't even get me going. Anyway, my point is, that's the stuff though. Like, I know I can't solve world hunger, but what can I do, right? Can I teach people what I know, what I learned? That I don't know anything about world hunger other than people are starving, and this is weird, and the world we live in is crazy that people are going hungry when we grow food out of the ground. It literally gives it to us. What the fuck? What are we doing here? Why are we hungry? This doesn't make any damn sense. Think about this, okay? Folks, I really want you to think about this. The earth just naturally gave us food. Yes, we have been able to alter it. I'm not even going to get into all that. I'm sorry. I really can't, because cross-pollination and things like that and creating like the Honeycrisp apple is the only apple I will eat. No shit. I do not like apples. Granny Smith is, but only with some caramel sauce, right? So anyway, I don't like apples, and especially like Macintosh apples. I love the smell of them. I just think they're disgusting. I don't like the taste of them. And Honeycrisp, those are the only ones I'll eat. And they're not GMO, but they were like created, they did the gene thing or whatever. Anyway, I don't even know. What's his face? Mendel. Isn't he the dude with the green beans? Isn't that what he did? Isn't he like the godfather or the grandfather of that whole episode? I'm pretty sure it was him. But anyway, science, right? Anyway, the observer. So if we're watching ourselves, I'm sorry, if you're new here, whatever, I'm sorry, this is me. This is like emotional scratch paper, but with my face attached to this time. Normally it's the podcast, and it's just my voice. I'm having to get over this and the being seen bullshit, but here we are. The podcast really holds all the whole journey. It was crazy. Oh, I don't want to go relive that shit. I'm good. That was a walk through religion and all kinds of nonsense. Marriage, all the things, all the stuff, right? Yeah. There's so much in my life, like right now, my blueprint is coming together, and I'm seeing a whole picture. It's like puzzle pieces, and it's making me think about the GATE program. The hearing test, I heard a thing and it triggered everything, and I was like, oh my gosh, the fluoride, everything, all of it. They actually tested me at my school, There were two schools. They tested me at one school. I remember the day. I remember it like it was yesterday, and I'm not kidding. Why would I remember something like that? After these tests happened, I was removed and put to a different school, the other school. And the coursework, I believe, was set for this. We weren't labeled GATE, like the whole class, but this is what was happening. And it was more, yeah, they were watching. I think we were being watched. And my parents didn't consent to this. So here's where things get weird. Right? As if, sorry, I had to let the dog out. So what if it's like, okay, so I found out some stuff about the gate thing. I think I talked about that 11:11 on my little timer. What if the GATE program was, I don't really know what they were, if they were looking for specific individuals or if they implanted like information in us. I don't really understand what the hell happened, but I did hear something. This woman said, children who had near-death experiences with an emphasis on drowning. That was me. My sister tried to drown me, and I remember watching myself in the water, under the water, watching myself scream. The bubbles, all of it. I remember all of it. I watched it. I was trying to get away from my sister, and I was grabbing her leg. I think I scratched her is what happened. And I was fighting for my life. So that happened when I was 3, and these tests happened when I was in 2nd grade. So how did they know? How would they have known? But what I'm wondering, though, is because of all the work and the research and the shit that I'm trying to figure out with the vibration, like the energy, understanding the energy, like sun energy, heat, right? It's like, okay, did my body carry a vibration because of that experience? I would say yes. Something happened to me. Trauma. It was trauma, happened to my brain, to my body. It imprinted on me. So, did they know that? Was there something specific that told them something weird's with this one? Like, did they already kind of understand what was going on? Or was this collectively like they were trying to wise up? Was this always supposed to happen? Like, was it part of a bigger plan? I don't know. See, these are the questions. But all this GATE stuff is coming out. And I remember it clear as day. So, which is weird because I never tied it together until I heard the audio tape, and immediately, like a ton of bricks, like unlocked memories that I didn't even know were there. That's what's been happening to me in this last 3 years. And that GATE tape set off a whole bunch more. Like, that was crazy. To the point where I'm like, what the hell else do we not know? What else are we forgetting? And that happened to me. Like, I remember it. I know for a fact it happened. It happened to a lot of us. And a lot of us are hearing that tone and it's setting us off. And we're like, what the hell? So with that being said, my reasoning is, okay, if I don't remember that, what else do I not remember? That's waking up, right? And so that took me to going, okay, I'm not even gonna explain it. If my body, if my true being, not body, we don't have these meat suits. We're not a meat suit. We are not blood, we are not flesh. We are here right now with blood and flesh, but this is not what we are. We are spirit, we are energy, we are soul, we are this ball of energy, light being. That's the best description I got, folks. Sorry. We have the ability to create this. Do you know what I'm saying? Like godlike. God in your own image. This is what we decided. Apparently the universe decided this was human. This was man. This was the design. And cool. It's like we're evolving the tuning with the system right now. The brain and the operating system is kind of like we're trying to do some updates. We're trying to unlock things and the brain and in the body, and we're trying to become superhumans. We're trying to evolve mentally, because physically seems like we've kind of got it, but it's now we've got the form. We can manifest, we can manipulate, we are magicians in the sense of, okay, I know I need to eat healthy foods so that I stay healthy. Like, do you understand what I mean? Like, I need to go to the gym, have a diet and exercise, blah blah blah. I get it. In theory, this is what this should look like. I should lose weight, have a healthy body, blah, blah, blah. Right. In a perfect world. I get it. But I'm just saying, like, this is the process of manifestation. This is the process of the tree of life. This is the pattern in the madness. It's the pattern. It's the pattern of life. It's the pattern of how things come from the ethers down to the earth. And that's what tarot taught me. That's what my dreams have been teaching me. All together. That's really crazy. But cool. So if your emotions are just and you're an observer, meaning I'm not tied to that. See, in my dream, I don't have feelings for I'm just watching myself, but I'm not feeling I'm not even thinking. Because when I was flying through the air and I saw my car, but I had no body, I was just consciousness. That's it. And I was flying through the air, and then I saw myself driving my car, spotted my car, and I saw that person like on the top of the building walking, but I just, whatever. I saw myself driving, and I was like, even though I was driving the car, I had no connection to the body. I just knew that's where I belonged. Like, that one was me. I was like, oh, there I am. Okay, let me jump in here. And it was like I embodied myself while I was driving, and then I could see through my eyes in the dream. And I looked up, and then I was like, right there. That's where I'm going. And I didn't know why. Like my ego self, my self driving, I was like, I'm going up there. Like, and to me, that's weird that I knew when I saw that person walking, I was like, that's where I'm going. How, why, I don't know. And honestly, I just trusted it. I just was like, yeah, that's where I'm going. I don't know. I've never seen this place before, nothing. So the dream cuts to me in the apartment, but it's not my apartment. But it is my apartment in the dream. But it's Monica's apartment from Friends. And there's a twin-size bed in the kitchen. And then my ex-boyfriend's there. He hugs me and kisses me goodbye. And I'm watching this from my higher self. My untethered self is watching this. And so he leaves. Cool. And then I go somehow get out to the balcony. There's some chaos going on. Whatever. Something here, there, whatever. Commotion. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Those things were not important. They were not they were irrelevant to what was happening. And then I go to get on the ledge of the building. And the ledge of the building, for whatever reason, was only as wide as one brick. But it was a brick wall all the way up, but it was only this wide. I don't know why. It's a weird dream. Anyway, I go and I stand up. I stood up all the way. Stood up, and then I had my feet there. And I looked all the way down and I had no safety net. I had nothing and I got really scared. So I was like, nope. And so I look and I put 1 foot down, and now I'm like straddling the wall. I have no idea. And I grab it and I pull my leg and I swing my leg, but I go into the inside of the wall, not to the outside. I'm on the inside and I look down and there's like a courtyard. And I'm like, okay. And I see a big patch of grass. And I'm like, okay, if I let go of this and I fall in the grass, I probably won't die. I don't know why, but I was like, okay, let go. And I let go. And then I landed like on a concrete platform, like something solid. And then I woke up. And I always am like, okay, what's the concrete platform? And I'm like, is it YouTube? Like, this is what I was supposed to do? And I think it is, because I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be seen. I don't want this. I don't want the camera. I don't want face to face. But the universe allowed me a situation where I understood the importance of seeing someone's face at work. You know, listen, if you have been going through what I've been going through, it's lonely. And I've been alone and it was lonely. I had to get over that loneliness, and you have to just take what the universe gives you as a gift. And you get real fucking creative when you're feeling some kind of way. And then you're like, okay, what can I be grateful for? Like, whatever. So with work, we have Teams. Sure, most of you are familiar with that fun little thing. And you can have your picture on there, but not everybody has their picture. It's preference, whatever. But the people that do, I'll be having some kind of day and I will see their faces. Like, this is the only interaction I get, you know, other than the dog. So this was very important, you know, and seeing their face on their picture just made me feel connected to them. And I realized that your voice can be one thing, but it's not about what I look like. I don't care about their picture. I don't care what it looks like. I know them. I know these people. I know their souls. I know them. And so it's a different level of energy. It's a different level of exchange. And I get it. I understand that. And so that's kind of where my soul, like, I think spirit's kind of pushing me, my highest self is like, yes, I know you're scared to be seen. I know, but we're working on the glow up. I know. Believe me. I know I need. Here's the thing. I don't want this to become where I don't want to show up because I don't have makeup on, because whatever. Because if I feel like I need to turn it on, I'm going to turn it on. I don't want this weird thing going on. So what do I need to do to whatever? And it's like, do I treat this like a 9 to 5? Maybe, but I'm trying to get out of that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not trying to instill more of that into myself. I'm trying to be free. I'm trying to be comfortable and not so tethered to the normal standards of things, because I just don't think that's what we were meant to do. And it's taking some time and I'm figuring it out. And I know someone out there is going to be like, I watched this chick's video, but you're so out of touch with reality because you make money. I do. I do make money. I do, because I have a job. But I'm finding a different way to make money while I have this job. I'm finding a different way to support myself. And the universe, I'm asking my highest self, what do you want me to do? What will bring us, what is for my best good? Not, and see, we think the best good, what's our immediate friends, family, whatever. No, for you. And then you start thinking, oh, what will be best for me is blah, blah, blah. No, because then you're like, oh, you're on vacation all the time, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but we don't grow when we're always in comfort. So we have to find ways to keep ourselves in line. Like that discipline, not discipline waking up every morning at 6 a.m. and killing yourself. Not that kind of discipline, people. That's got its place, but That actually just kind of happens naturally. For those of you who hate being on like some kind of schedule and stuff or whatever, like that structure, listen, rise with the sun, go to bed, like your natural rhythm is important. It's there for a reason. And if people would just do what their hearts wanted them to. Oh, just imagine the level of stress that would just lift if people were just happy making money the way that they were intended to. And when you do it from a lack mindset, it's really uncomfortable and it's really hard and it's really not productive, and you're spinning and you might get some results, but you're not going to get what you're looking for. And that's the hard part, is you got to do all the work. And I didn't realize I had done all the work already. I kept thinking I had more work. Yeah, I couldn't make up my mind to just start manifesting. I didn't realize I had everything I needed already. See, the magician, he has everything. He has everything he needs to manifest it all right down into here to his reality. I just needed to make up my mind and do it. That's funny. The Hermit and the Knight of Pentacles. And the Seven of Swords behind it. Yeah, and then I see the devil there. That's funny. Yeah, I was scared of it. I was absolutely scared of it. Scared of myself. I couldn't make up my mind. Yeah, I couldn't. I was scared. Why was I scared? Because all the fear that had been instilled in me my whole life. It was crazy just how I had to untangle that big old ball of yarn. It was a huge mess. And I had, and sometimes I'd have to go back and go, wait, is this really all the way unknotted? Sometimes I'd find more knots. Sometimes I'd find whatever. And then eventually I realized what I was doing was, imagine all of these cords. Imagine all these phone chargers plugged into me like this. Just plugged in, man. Just phone chargers. And I'm just doing this. I'm just pulling these things out. Like, what are we doing here? People are like, no, I don't want this. Like, I don't want that. I don't want this. And then what happens is your energy starts to come back, because the devices, the people, the places, the thoughts, the emotions, they're not being sucked out of you. Like, it's not draining you. You have to learn to contain it. That's that King of Cups energy. That's having complete control of your emotions. It's using them to manifest what you want. Your emotions are working for you, not the other way around. They are not in control anymore. You got to get those thoughts under control. Your thoughts control your emotions. So this is thoughts, this is emotions. Devil and Judgment. Okay. Thoughts and emotions, right? So your thoughts are going crazy. They're not good, they're not bad, okay? Your emotions, they're not good, they're not bad. There's positive and negative to both sides of this, right? Neutral. Let's just keep it neutral. They have to work together, but they're all individual in their own right, but they work together. Socks and shoes. Insert foot. Human, right? You take control. The foot goes in the sock goes in the shoe. The body does the walking. You know what I mean? But all of these components are necessary. Same thing when you're manifesting. Same thing when you're coming out of this. And before you can get to that manifestation, before you can, move on and get it together and finally consciously understand what's going on, that's waking up. That's becoming aware of what the hell's going on around you. Understanding how this universe works, the laws of the universe. People think they know, and they don't. Five of Swords. Fight. It's mental. That's not being cleared. That's win, lose, like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That's that chasing your tail. And it's like, just, you know that you have to keep going, though. There's like a drive. There's a burning sensation of passion. It might even just be a flicker, but it's there and you can't ignore it. And you know it. You just know it. Seven of Cups. But it's like, It's foggy. Maybe you don't know really clear what it is, but you know you have to go, and your brain is like, I don't know, this is weird, I don't know if I want to believe that, I don't think that's true, that's ridiculous, how could that even be possible? So as you start to get to remember fragments of where you came from and what you're really doing here, then this starts to clear up. Yeah. And then your heart gets broken. That's waking up. This is dark night of the soul right here. These are your thoughts, and they're piercing the flesh. Your thoughts, they break your heart. They're connected. I'm telling you, sometimes truth, it can be so painful. Not always, but this is why people avoid it, is this right here. It cuts the flesh. It's the emotions. It feels like you're dying. 5 of Cups. That's it. That's that dark night of the soul right here. That's it right there. Dark night of the soul. But as in true fashion, yeah, you're crying over all of this. You're just sad and heartbroken, but turn around. And I know you don't want to, but turn around. There's 2 more cups. All is not lost. It's going to be different. Maybe you don't have your favorite pair of shoes anymore, but you can find a new pair. Strength. You will be okay. You just have to keep going. I'm sorry, I have the hiccups. Oh my God. You're going to be fine, but it's all here, and you have to untangle everything. You got to crack your neck and align yourself. You have to become aligned. It's a slow process to becoming the Empress. Knight of Pentacles and the Empress. Empress is in her receiving. Like, she's just chilling. She's 0 fucks given, you know? She's just like, it is what it is. Like, it's coming. Why am I sweating it? Like, I don't even need, it's coming. What's mine is mine. And that's Empress energy. And getting to that mindset it takes some time and some patience. But you can do it. And staying in the energy is the trick. But I'm working on it. But it's hard. It's a journey. All right, everybody. Till next time. Bye.